Good day, YouTubers. It's a boy again, Malfetani. Episode 2, doing mathematics. Still focusing on number 13, but today I'm only focusing on quadratic sequence. Let's get to work. I hope everybody's still well. We are ready to be mathematized. Right. Today we're dealing with quadratic. Tn is equivalent to a n squared plus b n plus c mathematically. So should we know about quadratic? We should know the first difference. First difference is not constant. And that again, the first difference of this quadratic, it is what? It is arithmetic. It is arithmetic. It is arithmetic. Ne? But the second difference, is what? Is constant. Right. The idea is, how are we going to find the general term for this quadratic sequence? How easily, for me, like mathematical one, I'm wanna solve for quadratic general term, like how do I make it simple for me? We already know that we have something like 2a is equivalent to something, 3a plus b is equivalent to something, again, a plus b plus c is equivalent to another thing. What do we know? This 2a is equivalent to the first term of second difference. 3a plus b is equivalent to the first term of first difference. Yeah? And then a plus b plus c is equivalent to what? First term of quadratic sequence. Mathematically, so we already know that if ever you know these things, this little formula that I made for myself so that I can determine the Tn, it's very easily because you already know, if ever you know that 2a is equivalent to the first term of the sequence, second difference, 3a plus b is equivalent to the first term of the first difference, 3a plus b plus c is equal to the first term of the quadratic sequence. It's easier for you to determine the general term. Let me just wipe the board so that we can continue. I hope you're still taking notes because you're gonna need this in future purposes. Let's just think of let's just say given, let's just think we can just say given mathematically. So if I can just say, let's just given 0, 3, 8, let's think for the last value, blah, 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 let's just say 15 and ellipsis, and then determine the nth term. Determine the nth term. If ever we're gonna determine the nth term, the first thing we should find the first difference. That we know is not the what? The constant difference. And after finding the first term, we're gonna find not the first term, the first difference. After finding the first difference, we have to find the second difference. Let's do so. We already know that d is equivalent to t2 minus t1 from episode 1. 3 minus 0 is 3. 8 minus 3 is 5. 15 minus 8, it is 7. This is our what? Our first difference. And then our second difference, 2. This is our what? Our second difference. Right. We're only going to focus on this number to find what? To determine the nth term of the quadratic. Remember that we already said that 2a is equivalent to the what? To the first term of the second difference, which is 2. We're going to solve for a. 3a plus b is equivalent to the what? To the first term of the first difference, which is 3. Therefore, a plus b plus c is equivalent to what? The first term of the quadratic sequence, right? Let's solve for a. 2. This is going to cancel this. 2 divided by 2. It is 1. 3 into 1 plus b is equals to 3. Therefore, 3 plus b, 3 we transpose b, 3 minus 3. B is equivalent to 1. No, man. It's equivalent to 0. A is 1, B is 0, C. Mathematically, so C is going to be equivalent to 1. Therefore, the Tn is equivalent to an squared plus bn plus c. This is very important to write this equation first before you write the final equation. Why? You are showing the examiner or the marker that you know the equation of quadratic. You didn't cheat, but you know the equation of quadratic. Therefore, Tn is equivalent to the a. This a is not the first value, guys. Being honest, I know someone will say because in arithmetic we know that a is the first value. Nah, see the difference 0, 1. A, it is a what? The a that you got when we are solving it by equating it to the what? To the second difference, right? A is 1. We know you can represent it by n squared. The value of b is 0. 0 multiplied by n, still 0. The value of c is minus 1. This is our final general term. Mathematically, so I still believe that if everything can go forward, it can reverse itself, meaning that they can give you this equation to determine the general term. It will be up to them. You don't know what the examiner thinks, or you don't know which part of question they're gonna refer to you, but just know that when coming to quadratic, we should notice that we consider of two differences. The first difference is not constant, the second difference is constant. And by determining the steps of determining the general term is what? You know that the first thing, 2a is equivalent to the what? The first term of the second difference. 3a plus b is equivalent to the what? The first term of the first difference. A plus b plus c is equivalent to what? The first term of the what? Quadratic sequence. And then that we know our equation with variables, you know that is Tn is equivalent to what? An squared plus Bn plus C, whereby we still know that the Tn is the last term or it is a what? It is a term number, whereby we know that the n is still what? The n is still number of terms. Do not make a mistake by saying C is the difference between A and D. Now, this is not arithmetic. This is quadratic sequence. The value of A is not the first term in the equation. Now, it's not the first term. It's the what? The answer that we found when we are looking for the A, when we're solving for A. This is our A value. This is our B value. This is our V value. Be honest. Like even though we know that we can find this by using a calculator, but that is the step for another day. But notice that if ever you're gonna deal this with a calculator, note that right A is equals to 1, B is equals to 0, C is equals to -1 because they have marks for here. If ever you go straight to the answer, you will forfeit plus or minus. To find the general term is 4 marks. You can forfeit 3 marks and get the final mark. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and don't forget to do that notification thing, because sometimes when I drop, it will make you to notify. And then please support, guys. Shout out and have a blessed night.